Welcome in everybody to the Landry Football Podcast Network. I am Chris Landry with Scout's Eye on Pro Football. A quick observation, film room reactions to week 2 of the NFL, getting the weeks mixed up with college and NFL. Week 2 of the NFL. I know we got 2 games on Monday night, but wanted to get some quick reaction stuff to you over the weekend. A reminder, we'll have complete film room breakdowns of all the games, all the teams, college, NFL. We got it for you at LandryFootball.com. So make sure that you check it out. Take advantage of our football season sale today. Try it out for a month, whatever is your flavor there. We got it for you. I want to go back real quick to Kansas City Chargers. I hadn't had a chance to react to the Thursday night game, except for on Landry Football. Chargers have got to learn how to finish. And I know they were dealing with a quarterback that was playing through injuries, but it's one of the things that the Chiefs do better. They know how to win games. They're better on the sideline. They've got a more experienced coach. If the Chargers are going to take that jump, they're going to have to get over that hump. That's a real problem there. On Sunday's action, interesting, kind of going through the schedule real quick. It was a day of comebacks. I mean, interesting weekend in that so many comebacks, teams not giving up, but teams with a lead playing poorly. Cleveland doing a poor job with a lead. They were, I thought, had control of the game at a few points in times. The Jets, a lot of credit for coming back, taking care of business, getting it done. Detroit is scoring points, beating Washington. They scored points, some of it garbage points against Philadelphia, but they're playing good offensively. I'm curious to see if this Detroit team can develop and take baby steps. At Tampa, the defense clamps down on New Orleans. New Orleans ran the football pretty well at times. They had critical mistakes, fumbles. It was kind of marred by the fight, but the reality was turnovers were killers. And this is not a Saints team that is going to be able to make up for turnovers. It's hard to do that anyway. If you've got an explosive offense, you've got a chance. This is not this Saints team. This Saints team is built around their defense and the running game. Jameis Winston still making mistakes when they rely on him to be pass first. They struggle. I mean, he is really poor with the checkdowns. He's always going for the chunk shot. And I think some of that has to happen. But I think that you've got to be smart with how you play that. And I think that their mistakes were critical. The turnovers, particularly his, and Mark Ingram's fumbles were devastating. And Tampa, I thought the Saints, you watched the game, the difference was the turnovers. It wasn't much to separate either one of these teams, and neither one of these offenses could get moving without the aid of mistakes by New Orleans. The Giants, a lot of credit, 2-0. Thought Carolina might come back, get them. The Giants just playing with some confidence. No, they're not good, folks. No, they're not going to be contenders or anything. But just 2-0. And winning 2 games like that does a lot for your confidence. Really good to see them get things going. I knew New England was going to rebound, and I knew Pittsburgh, if you look at the quarterback situation, and it wasn't like a great offensive effort by either, I knew Pittsburgh would struggle in this game as they did with the quarterback position. New England came back, get the win. They know how to find a way and craft wins. The story in the early part of the season, I think, not to be negative, it's just what the hell, Indianapolis? The Colts really look bad. They have now been beaten by, they had a tie, which felt like a loss last week, and now a loss this week. And they really, really don't look like they have any direction on offense. Got some real problems. Frank Wright has got a chore in his hand to right this ship. This is getting ugly, and no one's going to run away with this division. You've got Tennessee with their bad performance week 1. They've got the Bills Monday night. I mean, you got time to fix this, but it looking more and more like the AFC South is reminiscent of what we've seen recently with the NFC East. Not really good teams. How about Miami? How about Tua? How about Waddle? How about Tyreek Hill? How about that offensive line holding up? I mean, really nice job. Baltimore couldn't put them away. They made a few plays, big plays in the run game. Miami is playing lights out. They're playing very good. I said it. I tweeted out yesterday at Landry Football. If you're not following me during the game, that I haven't seen two receivers start out the first 2 weeks as good as Waddle and Hill has for the Dolphins. And boy, did Tua take over that game, and it certainly was impressive. But what a comeback! They were dead in the water. I mean, they were on monitor 3 for me, and as I'm watching all the games, I have to move them up because they became. It looked like that game was just completely going to be a decisive win for Baltimore. Great job for Miami coming back. I got to tell you, Atlanta's playing hard. They're showing some fight. They're not very good, and I think there's some decisions that they're making that's not necessarily getting the ball in their hands of their playmakers, namely Kyle Pitts enough, is a problem. But it's a loss to the Rams. Rams still not looking real sharp, but they get a win. They do what they do to avoid an 0-2 start. San Francisco, look, how does the signing or re-signing of Jimmy Garoppolo look now? That to me was big. Losing Trey Lance is really sad and tough for him because it hurts his development. When you're rehabbing, you're not getting better. You certainly can learn and watch film, but you needed reps. So that basically means that this further pushes back the start of when Trey Lance, he's going to be a rookie next year, in other words. He's going to be where he started this year. He's going to start the same way next year. He won't have a year of development. That's very, very unfortunate for him. But for San Francisco, they can win with Jimmy Garoppolo. They can play well around him and win. Costly win, but a good one. Kudos to Dallas. Kudos to Cooper Kupp. Great job by being able to beat Cincinnati, play well offensively, kind of can take control of the game at times. They kind of let loose a little bit, couldn't quite finish. Cincinnati came back, but then Dallas came back and finished it off. Really a good performance by Dallas. Denver offense is still finding itself, but they managed to beat Houston. Another comeback. What a comeback by the Cardinals against the Raiders. A crazy game. I've not seen the Raiders lose a game like this. Murray was outstanding. He made unbelievable plays with his feet that really turned the game around and got him into overtime. And then obviously a big play defensively to win the game. And then Sunday night, Aaron Rodgers getting it done, going to the veteran receivers and working the running game. I said it last night, tweeted it out. The Packers are going to go as far as their defense and their running game will take them. And their running game is going to aid their defense. They are too much, and Aaron Rodgers is too much about Aaron Rodgers and about how it looks and he being the star. They will win games that way. They will not advance in the playoffs that way. And they've got to rely. Aaron Jones is the hardest runner on that team. They've got a couple of good backs. I thought they moved the line of scrimmage very well. Very good job. Chicago ran the football well, but can't finish in the red zone. That's a problem. Some questionable moves there, but I see improvements with the Bears, but you can see that the Packers still the team to beat in that division. Tennessee, Buffalo tonight, a doubleheader, not a doubleheader, 2 games as they're going to be going on simultaneously. Tennessee at Buffalo. Buffalo, we know how good they are. Tennessee in a desperate situation. They have played Buffalo well in the past. We've talked about that in the preview. Let's watch and see how Tennessee responds in this game and how Buffalo's able to respond to that. They played well because they can defend the run well. They have defended they have run the football well on Buffalo in the past. Most of those games were in Tennessee. This one will be in Buffalo. Curious to see where this Tennessee team is. And Buffalo's going to be fine either way, but I'm curious to see how they take care of business tonight. Minnesota, Philadelphia, maybe even the more intriguing game. This Minnesota team, this Philadelphia team, how good are they? How much of a playoff challenger can they be? Philly may be the team to beat in the NFC East only because there's really no contender. I know the Giants are off their 2-0 start. Don't at me on that. I know it. But the reality is the Eagles have got the better roster. They're at home here. Like their chances here? We'll see. Minnesota played very well in the opening week against Green Bay. Curious to see what Cousins and that defense can do in this game. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited about the quarterback play and see what they can do in the passing game, but it's about the offensive line play and it's about the defensive rush pressure that I'm looking forward to watching. So that's a quick whip around week 2 in the NFL. A reminder that we got the previews of the 2 Monday night games up on LandryFootball.com, the film room previews. So check out those details, and we'll have breakdowns of what the film showed in all of these games once we get to it. But that's a quick look. We'll talk to you down the road. Sign up, if you would, for Landry Football Podcast channel, and make sure that you get all of the stuff that we provide for you here on the NFL, college football. We appreciate you joining us. So long, everybody. Talk next time.